75% of farm workers in California alone, did not show up to work today. A lot of these are undocumented workers. But there's also a percentage of them that are not showing up to their shift in solidarity. California produces and exports the largest amount of citrus fruits, strawberries, grapefruit, oranges, lemons, limes. You have grapes, you have artichokes. I see a lot of people on this app saying, oh, I'm having trouble finding a job and there's no jobs out there. But now there's going to be plenty of jobs. What I want to know is, what did Donald Trump think was going to happen? It is not just farms. These folks are roofers. They work on our roadways. They work in construction and drywall and paving. They do a little bit of everything. Be prepared for your fruits and your vegetables to drastically increase in price.
So y'all, AM, PM staffing service posted this on Facebook because they're looking for farm pickers.
Hey friends, it's your girl Amy here with another eye-opening story on Training Pulse Worldwide. To my day ones who've been liking, sharing, and dropping comments, thank you so much. You already know I appreciate each and every one of you. And to the new folks who've just found this channel, welcome so much. And if you enjoy real conversations about trending global stories, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. We don't just watch, we talk. So today we are diving into a situation that's getting a lot more serious than people expected, and the US farming crisis caused by mass deportations. As you know, for years, the people working in the fields, planting, picking, harvesting have mostly been immigrants. But since the recent crackdowns and deportations, those workers have disappeared, and now there's a huge labor shortage, and some have also been deported. And TikTok has been flooded with clips of farmers posting job ads offering around $11 per hour, hoping someone will show up, but people aren't biting. And the comment sections, let's just say folks have a lot to say. So let's have a look.
Guys, Trump has done it. He has brought jobs back to the United States. AM/PM staffing services are hiring farm pickers. You can pick blueberries at their client's farm in Loranger, Louisiana for $11 an hour, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. I tell you what, that's just living the dream. Who doesn't want to work in the fields 10 hours a day for 3 months in the summer in Louisiana? Hell, kids will be out of school soon. Give them something to do during the summer. I hear the kids yearn for the fields. But seriously, who are they going to get to do that? Go out picking blueberries 70 hours a week for $11 an hour. Now, blueberry plants are actually a little bigger than I thought, so I guess you're not bent over the entire time picking them. Honestly, $11 an hour. I hope no one shows up. I hope their farm goes under, because that's absolutely insane.
Y'all, I have some mixed feelings about these farmers that are getting screwed over by these tariffs. There's part of me that wants to laugh in their faces and say, congratulations, you got exactly what you voted for, bro. And then there's another side of me that understands that these people are just too simple and don't really understand what they did. Now, if you didn't catch that at the end, he said, these tariffs aren't the best thing for our country, and I voted for Trump. These people don't really pay attention to the news. These are people that just listen to what Earl says down at the diner, and he's voted Republican his whole life because they're the party of God. And speaking of God, there are a lot of these farmers that say, you know what? I'm not that worried because God's got this. They're trying to compare these tariffs to a natural disaster, but this isn't a natural disaster. This was a decision made by one man who is screwing them over. And they're just like, well, it's in the Lord's hands. What can we do? And this, again, is why religion is so dangerous. They're willing to accept financial ruin because the Lord's got this, so I'm not going to be worried about what Trump decides to do. And my friends over at the Cowboy Church told me that God put him in office for a reason. And that's just it. When you think that there's a supernatural force just watching over you at all times, nothing matters. Your family might starve. Well, if that's what God wants, who am I to argue with him? If you don't get your kid vaccinated, they could easily die of a disease that's easily preventable. Well, if that's what the Lord wants, I'm not going to be able to stop him. And that is why religion is one of the most dangerous things on this planet. because these people have been convinced that they are completely out of control of things that they could completely control if they wanted to. And the sad thing is that we need our farmers, but Darwinism is going to take them all away from us if they don't get away from this Christian nationalist way of thinking. Unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. Do you?
So a lot of people may have missed it, but have y'all seen this? So first, let me describe what you're seeing. What you are seeing is a protest by Maine farmers. These are people, by and large, who voted for and supported Donald Trump. While Kamala won the state of Maine, and she won it by not the margins that you would typically see when there was a clear difference between what Donald Trump was saying and what Kamala was saying. He won, Donald Trump won this specific district where there is a significant population of rural voters and farmers. So Maine farmers, help me to do the math here. 1 + 1 = 2. The sky is what color? Blue. If someone tells you who they are, it's best you believe them. Donald Trump said that these were the things that he was going to do, and he did them. He talked about tariffs, and he talked about cutting the Department of Agriculture. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. This is your around and find out moment. Just enjoy it. Take it like a man or woman. You voted for this. This is exactly what you deserve.
So you've seen it yourself and had it. So here's just my 2 cents, because this is what happens when policies are made without thinking through the ripple effect. And the immigrant workers they sent away, those were the people keeping these farms alive. Now the work is available, but no one wants it. And honestly, can you blame them? And let's be real, $11 an hour to do hard physical labor under the sun for hours, no benefits, no job security, and probably no real protection. That's not exactly a dream job. And people always say Americans should take these jobs, but when they are offered, suddenly everyone's quiet. And you know what? It's not just about pay, it's about dignity. These workers weren't just labor, they were the heartbeat of the agricultural system. And now that they are gone, we are seeing just how fragile that system really is. And the funny part is, the same people who are saying these jobs were being taken away from them, now they are nowhere to be seen. So weird, right? Anyway, let's talk about it. What do you think? Should farm wages go up to make the jobs more attractive, or should there be a pathway to bring back those skilled workers who are deported? Let's talk about it in the comments. I read every single one, like I always say, and I love hearing from your perspectives. So don't forget to like this video as well if it made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear the truth, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. So until next time, stay aware, stay kind, and stay talking. See you in the next one. Bye.